On January 12, 1945, the Soviet Union launched one of the most significant offensives of World War II, a meticulously planned assault on the Vistula front, designed to dismantle German defenses and drive the Red Army toward Berlin. This operation, led by Marshal Georgy Zhukov and Marshal Ivan Konev, involved nearly 2.2 million Soviet troops supported by over 6,000 tanks and self-propelled guns, 35,000 artillery pieces, and 4,500 aircraft. The goal was to exploit the weakened German army, already stretched thin after years of grueling conflict on the Eastern Front. The offensive began with a devastating artillery barrage, lasting hours, that obliterated German positions along the Vistula River. This was followed by a swift armored and infantry advance. The Germans, unable to match the Soviets in manpower or equipment, crumbled under the sheer force of the assault. Compounding their woes, the German forces were poorly organized and lacked adequate reserves, as much of their strength had been depleted in earlier campaigns and defensive battles. Within days, Soviet forces breached the German lines, advancing rapidly through Poland. Key cities such as Warsaw fell with little resistance, highlighting the disarray within the German ranks. The Soviet strategy of deep penetration exploited the Wehrmacht's inability to mount a cohesive counterattack, with armored units racing ahead to encircle and destroy retreating German forces. By the end of January, the Red Army had reached the Oder River, a mere 70 kilometers from Berlin. The speed and effectiveness of the operation stunned German commanders, leaving them scrambling to form a last-ditch defense. The offensive marked the collapse of German control in Eastern Europe, as Soviet troops liberated vast territories and cut off German communication lines. The Vistula-Oder offensive showcased the operational brilliance of the Soviet military and underscored the strategic and logistical weaknesses of the German army. It symbolized the irreversible shift in the balance of power on the Eastern Front, bringing the Soviet Union within striking distance of the Nazi capital. The German High Command, facing insurmountable losses, struggled to stabilize the front, but the momentum had irreversibly turned against them. The events of January 1945 signaled the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany, as the Soviets prepared for the final assault on Berlin.